The midnight shift. Security guard rule. Number 1. Never ever open the interior door labeled Authorized Personnel Only. My predecessor, Old Man Hemlock, told me that on my first night. Last night he added rule number 2. If you hear crying from behind it, run. The 12-hour shift at the abandoned Lowell textile mill is the easiest job I've ever had. 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., 2 patrols a night, the rest spent watching monitors. Nothing ever happens. Until last night. At 3:07 a.m., the sound came through the monitor speakers, a soft, pathetic weeping. It was coming from the camera feed pointed at the forbidden door. My blood went cold. I called Hemlock, my voice a shaky whisper. "It's just the wind in the old vents, kid," Hemlock said, nervous. But his voice was tight, strained. "Remember rule number 2? Just put on some headphones. It'll stop by sunrise," Hemlock added, worried. But it didn't stop. It got louder, more desperate. It sounded like a child, lost and terrified. What if some kid had broken in? What if they were hurt? I couldn't just sit here. I left the security office, my flashlight beam cutting through the oppressive darkness. The weeping grew clearer with every step, a heartbreaking sound that pulled me down the hall. I stood before the heavy metal door, my hand hovering over the handle. The crying was right on the other side. "Hello? Are you okay?" I asked. The crying stopped. A relieved voice whispered, "You came. Thank you." The door's stuck. My duty to help overrode my fear. I turned the handle. The door wasn't locked. It swung open silently. There was no child. Just a figure standing there, tall and thin, its face stretched into a wide, tear-streaked smile. Hemlock appeared, holding a pair of bloody bolt cutters. "Rule number 3, Hemlock said, his voice sinister. He whispered, his voice now the one I'd heard crying, a perfect, pathetic imitation, chilling to hear. "The sound is always a trap," Hemlock warned, his tone menacing. The door slammed shut behind me, plunging me into a darkness that smelled of rust and old tears. The last thing I heard before the screaming started was the sound of my own radio, crackling to life back in the office with a new familiar voice. My voice, saying, "Base all clear. Nothing to report."